What's going on, people? It's Flight Sports TV. I already know what it is. Listen, the Hornets looking to go seven straight. Listen, man, don't get no more historic than this right now tonight. It's about to go down. The Hornets, this winning streak is in jeopardy. We got to keep it 100. We have to acknowledge that. It is what it is at the end of the day. But I mean, this shit is crazy. Um, the Charlotte Hornets right now, we got Ryan Cookman at the line. It's 72-77. It's 3:20 remaining in the third quarter. Let's see if the Hornets could prevail in this game. Salute to my man Daniel Barry in the chat. You already know what it is. It's Flight Sports TV. It's always an honor and a privilege to tap in with the people. Mind you, this is a matinee. The Charlotte Hornets decided to come on a little bit early today, for whatever reason that is. But it is what it is at the end of the day. Salute to the Charlotte Hornets. We got Zion James with the board. The Hornets only down 4 points. It looked like the Pelicans was going to run away with this thing, but not so fast. Colin Sexton for three, and that's money. We got a 1 point game, ladies and gentlemen. We got a 1 point game. This winning streak must continue. Let's see what happens. Here comes Jose Alvarado. Forgive me for some of these names on the Pelicans. Oh, my goodness. This is Zion Williams. That was a moving screen. Oh, here comes the Charlotte Hornets. They could take the lead. Here comes Con Knipple all the way to the cup. Turnover by the Charlotte Hornets. We got a great game going on right now. The Charlotte Hornets, 7 straight dubs. It don't get no better than this. Man, Lamelo Ball live. This guy, we had a scare. We have to acknowledge the scare where he basically ran into Charles Lee. Charles Lee almost took his ass out the game. So Charles Lee got to be careful. Here we go. Jose Alvarado gives it to Zion Williamson, Grant Williams on him. They kick it to Murphy from deep, and Murphy missed the 3-ball, rebounded by Grant Williams. Here comes Zion James. Zion James with it. Zion James crossing half court. He's surveying the landscape. Zion Williamson is there. They kick it to Con. Con couldn't up all the way to the cup. He couldn't get the foul. It was a turnover. Turnover by the Charlotte Hornets. They're right there. The Hornets on a 14-5 run right now. This is what you want. Let's keep the winning going. Here we go. Zion Williamson with a Grant Williams on Zion. Oh, come on, man. That was crazy. He ran right into Grant Williams. We got a foul. Zion headed to the line for 2. I had a feeling that this game was going to be pretty tough, because Zion was going to be available. Once I knew Zion was playing, I knew the potential dangers for the Charlotte Hornets. I knew what possibly could occur. I'm going to give some stat lines for the people right now so you know what's going on with this game. This game is crazy, to say the least. It don't make no sense. Here goes the box score. Zion Williamson right now, he's got 8 points. They pretty much did a good job against him. Lamelo Ball, 18. 5 points. 5 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals. This is all for Melo, y'all. Con for 3, and that's all. Brandon Miller with 12. Con with 12. Bridges with 6. You got 16 points from Grant Williams off the bench. Where they do that? Of course, Colin Sexton chipped in with his 5. Grant Williams is a star of this game tonight, y'all. Let's see if he can play some defense. Here comes Zion. Zion James picking up Zion Williamson. Zion barreling to the cup, and of course he gets the foul. So that's something that the Charlotte Hornets must monitor, these fouls. You can't allow this to happen. We got an early game for the Charlotte Hornets tonight. Y'all, the Charlotte Hornets looking to go 7 straight, rolling into that game against Houston. How crazy would that be? The Charlotte Hornets rolling into Houston, looking to go 8 straight. Obviously this streak is not going to continue to the end of the season, but it'd be nice, for some sustainability, even if they have to drop one here and there, still keep the winning tide going. They shouldn't be defined, oh man, on the streak, because worst come to worst, what if they lose And then before you know it, the whole damn season is over. There's like a big collapse, So you don't want to be just in love with this streak, even though it's nice to see. But we need to see a little bit more, point blank, period. Um, if you agree with me, make sure you hit the like button, man. Salute to all y'all that's in the chat right now. We got the Charlotte Hornets live. Lamelo Ball, MB1 to 1 of 1, chipped in with 18 points. Grant Williams, 18. Troy Murphy with 22. And then we always got to be concerned and wary of Mr. Zion Williamson. That's always something to monitor. Shout out to all y'all that's in the chat right now. Lamelo Ball live. You already know what it is. It's a good game. We're going to be monitoring stats. I got you. You already know what it is. Let me know if y'all surprised at what we get from the Charlotte Hornets. Crazy. We got Zion Williamson going to the line. It's 78-76. 111 remaining in the third quarter. We are headed into the fourth. Put your picks down. The game is right there, very nitty gritty. And I expected it. Zion looked like he's in the best shape I've seen him in, some time. Too bad that the Hornets can't get. I mean, the Pelicans don't have the team to really capitalize on this. But yeah, I'm looking at Zion. I mean, his body. I mean, he looks healthy. He look like he trying to play for that money. He missed that free throw, but I mean, the kid is very slim. So that was always the thing. Oh, James Borrego's there. James Borrego would love to end this streak. They playing hard. Last time the Charlotte Hornets had any success, he was the coach. It's funny and ironic that Borrego is over there. Let's hope the Hornets could beat him. You got James Borrego there leading the ones and twos. He's standing up on that bench. Borrego is the head coach out there. I totally forgot about that dynamic. Here we go. Oh, Kalkbrenner with a big time banger. They need to give the ball to Ryan. This guy is a beast down low. I mean, point blank period. It's 79-78. Here we go. Fast clock going. 50 seconds left. Zion Williamson in the mid range. What the hell just happened? Look like something happened with the clock. Zion Williamson only 10 points. So, he's going to get percolating. But I love the way Grant Williams answered him. Basically, Grant Williams is an unsung hero tonight. We finally got some production from Grant Williams. Give Grant Williams credit, man. This guy has been through a lot. That injury last year, that was tough. That was hard to watch. But as you can see, he's back. What's going on with Connaughton? He got a new hairdo? I wonder what's going to happen with Charlotte as we approach the trade deadline. Pardon me, they're going to be quiet. Obviously, I don't see no major moves being made, but let's see what's going to happen. It's 79-78. Can the Hornets win this game? Here comes Jose Alvarado. Jose Alvarado picked up by Colin Sexton. Colin Sexton is out there. 3 ball. Oh, my goodness. Who the hell was that? Herb Jones with a big-time 3. Not on Herb. Con Knipper for 3. Tried to hit him right back. But we got a loose ball foul there on Herb Jones. Was it on Herb Jones? No, it was on Missy. So we got Ryan going to the line. This is what we need. We need to get all these chippies. This is real beneficial for Charlotte. Hopefully they can win this game because, like I said, they're still kind of fragile here, especially in the standings. You got teams, slightly looking all right, looking like they're getting back on track. So the Hornets got to keep that pressure up so that way they could get to the postseason. It'll really suck for them to have maybe a 10-game win streak, 7, 8, and then, something goes left. Ryan just missed 2 free throws in a row. That's terrible. We needed that. We could have cut the game to 2. Jose Alvarado with it right now. Here comes Jose. Jose Alvarado screen. They kick it to Herb. Back to Jose. Jose Alvarado for 3, and that's off. What the hell just happened? That's a 24-second shot clock violation. Big time game. It's 82-78. Here comes Brandon Miller. He's checking in the game. Lamelo's checking in the game for this final possession. Looking to make the most of it. Maybe they can cut it to 1, cut it to 2. This is a big possession. It's not a must need, but let's see what happens. Melo has it. Fast clock going. Melo picked up by Jose Alvarado, and there's a turnover. So we headed to the fourth quarter. Hornets down 4. This is actually a real good spot for them because at one point we all know the Pelicans was up on them big time. It looked like the Pelicans was going to run away with this thing. But you see Charlotte. Let's see if they can protect home court. They can get some whistles here headed into the fourth quarter. All of these things are very important. So let's see if that can happen. We got an early morning game today. Salute to all y'all that's in the chat. It don't get no better than this, y'all. It's Flight Sports. You already know what it is. The Hornets are back. The Hornets went through a little rough patch, the last couple of years, but it's good to see them getting their swagger back. And at the end of the day, that's all you want from the Charlotte Hornets. That's really all you ask for. You just want them to be competitive, and that's what they're doing. But it's just funny that I'm seeing Borrego over there. You all know Borrego. He would love to go in there and win this game. Let's see what happens. Let's see if Borrego could deliver the blow. I'm still gonna roll with Charlotte, but I am getting a little concerned. New Orleans is rolling. Zion is, he in shape. He out there moving. So if they don't if they don't have some kind of defensive, situation, that we're gonna be in trouble. We can't just look to outscore them. We should be able to get our numbers, but defensively we got to have a presence. So I like Ryan out there. He gonna have to coach this game, because Borrego he gonna play this game to 0-0. So this clock hit 0, man. That's when he's gonna start playing. So the Hornets got to be very careful headed into this game, to this fourth quarter. Let me give you some stat lines, ladies and gentlemen. Salute to everybody that's in the chat. The Charlotte Hornets looking to go 7 straight and continue some history-making performances. It's been a long time since the Hornets has even been spoken in any positive light. Lamelo Ball, after a big-time head collision with his coach, he came back into the game. He has 18 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, and 2 steals. Brandon Miller has 12 points, 7 rebounds, and 4 assists. Musa Diabate, 2 points, 8 rebounds. Bridges, 6 points, 1 rebound. Con Knipple, 12 points, 7 rebounds, 1 assist. And Grant Williams, 16 points. Here we go. We headed into the fourth quarter. Lamelo Ball has it, picked up by Jose Alvarado. Ryan Kalkbrenner has it. How will this game be decided? Miles Bridges has the ball. Miles Bridges posting up on Jose, and he was fouled. Bridges headed to the line for 2. That's a smart play there from Miles Bridges. Get to the line. Obviously, I like him at the line over Ryan. He should make both of these, cut the game to 2. We had a 1-possession game. Everything is flowing, the way it need to be. Oh, man, I might have jinxed him. He just missed that free throw. We got a matinee, for the people early game. It was the weather's real bad in Charlotte. A lot of the southern states, we got hit up with a cold front, so it sent everything into disarray. The real Jose Alvarado has it. They kick it up to Zion, back to Jose. Oh, Pelicans just turned it over. So they catch a break. It's 82-79. 11, 10 to go in the fourth. Here comes Lamelo. Lamelo ball screen with Ryan. Back to Khan. Khan can nipple all the way to the cup. Khan can nipple to Ryan. Good pass. And that's good. That's a bucket. Hornets up, down one. Hornets down one. Hornets is right in this game, y'all. Hornets are right in this game. Here we go. We got Missy with it for the Pelicans. Here comes Zion. Picked up by Miles. Zion Williamson couldn't convert. Good play, good defense there for Miles. Here comes Lamelo. Lamelo shaking and baking on Zion. Lamelo might will this game. I'm telling y'all something. I'm feeling something right here. Lamelo all the way to the cup. Oh! Lamelo just dunked on him. I tell you, I just said that. I just said, yo, hold on a minute. I'm feeling something right here. Pause. Something was about to go down. It's like Lamelo looked like he about to stop playing with him right here. He gonna take this game. Here we go. And he talking crazy after he dunked that. Lamelo just banged that. Good defense there from Kalkbrenner. Here we go. Here goes Bridges. Bridges has the ball. Give it back to Lamelo. Lamelo from deep. And he missed it. And Lamelo was about to give him. Lamelo's about to. That building was about to erupt after he hit that three. It was like Lamelo about to do it to him. He traveled. There we go. The Hornets get a break. Hornets get a stop defensively. Fears turned it over. That should have been a foul right there. Ryan should have been going to the line for the and one. Lamelo with a big time dunk in traffic. They just need to give it to Lamelo, clear it out, and do exactly what he just did. And let Lamelo go take it to the cup. Look like the players for Lamelo to stay aggressive. Lamelo going over to the cup. And he scored it again. Lamelo back-to-back buckets. 22 points, 8 of 17 from the field. Melo is in full effect. Here we go. Missy in the mid-range, and that's off. Lamelo ball with the rebound. They need to just keep going. Lamelo, Zion picking up Lamelo. Lamelo shaking and baking. Get the grill ready. Back to Bridges. We got the mismatch. Barbecue chicken. Oh, come on, Miles. You got to score that on Jose, man. That's ridiculous. That's crazy. We got Jose Alvarado with it. Sadiq Bey. Lamelo picking up Sadiq Bey. And Bey couldn't convert it. Lamelo had, what happened? Oh. That's crazy. Lamelo about to put the step on the gas. Lamelo about to step on the gas on them. They could beat New Orleans, man. Hornets right there. Can they close this game? Shout out to everybody that's pulled up. I know it's the afternoon, Salute to everybody that pulled up, man, while we got the Charlotte Hornets playing this early. Like you said, if anybody that don't know, the weather's real bad in Charlotte and really all the states down south. They got hit up with this massive cold front. So that's why a lot of things is all a lot of whack. People playing at all different sorts of times and everything. Shit don't make sense. We got the trade deadline coming up, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know your thoughts on the trade deadline. What can people expect? We're in the midst of a commercial break right now. The Charlotte Hornets, they're picking up business. That's all you can ask for from Charlotte. That's all you can ask for. Give credit to the Hornets, but it's all about sustainability. They got to win this game. Hornets got a lot of haters. People can't wait till the Hornets lose to come on and say all sorts of crazy stuff. The Hornets got to do their job. First, they got to close. They got to figure out a way to stop Zion Williamson. There's a lot of things that they have to address in order to win this game. This game is far from over. Far from over. But I do believe Charlotte is getting into the driver's seat. That's what it looks like. And it's going to be interesting to see what's his rotations. Because in my opinion, I think that Lamelo should stay in the game. He's cooking. Why take him out? That's why I said some of his rotations could be a little wild. But it's hard to question the guy that's ran up 6 in a row. Very difficult. There we go with it. We got a great game going on right now. Hornets looking to go 7 straight. It's all about, can they do it? This will be a big time game. It's about protecting home court. Let's see if the Hornets can get a stop here. Hornets are up 3. Sadiq Bey, he missed it. Rebounded by Lamelo. Come on, the Hornets, they should have been picking this game up by now. Lamelo crossing half court. Lamelo shaking and baking. Here we go. Screen coming. Lamelo has it. Lamelo shaking and baking. Uh-oh. Melo all the way to the cup. Oh, wow. They knocked the ball. They wasn't trying to give no foul. So Lamelo don't get no calls. He got a little bit of everything on that one. It's crazy what's going on right now. There we go. Mid-range, Hornets get a stop. Lamelo get it. He's crossing half court. Lamelo, 3-ball, Melo. Oh, good play by Ryan. That's why I say you need to have Ryan out there. Ryan is just so reliable, man. That was a massive putback from Ryan. Clutch putback. Hornets is in the driver's seat. 82-87. Pelicans done went cold. Can the Hornets continue to pick up defensively? What? Brandon Miller just fouled Murphy for 3. That's just disgusting. He fouled him. That's crazy. Just too overzealous there for B. Millie. Gotta calm down. So you see what's going on now. The Hornets got to be careful. This game is not over. Let me know if you got the Hornets. Let me know if you got the Pelicans. So I'll tell you about it right now. It's Flight Sports. The Charlotte Hornets playing early in this early morning or afternoon game. Usually the Hornets pick up later on in the evenings, but due to the snow, we got an 84-87 game. The Hornets are up. Trey Murphy was just fouled, and he headed to the line for 3 free throws, where he converted all of them. Lamelo got 22 points. Here we go. Jose Alvarado picking up Lamelo. Lamelo cross half court, 7:20 to go in the fourth. Here comes the screen with Brandon Miller. Lamelo ball shaking and baking. Herb Jones picking up Melo. Melo kicks it to Khan. Khan gives it to Kalkbrenner, back to Khan. Khan step back corner 3. Money. Clutch. Lamelo got teammates. It's 85-90. Khan with 15 points, 4-11 from three. Here we go. Here we go. Khan Knipple on Herb Jones. Jose Alvarado. Hornets playing defense right now. Brandon Miller picking up Murphy. Hornets with a big time stop. Here comes LaMelo Ball. LaMelo has it. LaMelo crossing half court. Picked up by Jose Alvarado. Oh, LaMelo looked like he about to get busy. LaMelo looked like he ready. Here comes the screen. LaMelo kicks it to Khan. Back to Ryan. Back to Khan. Khan Knipple going back to Kalkbrenner, and Kalkbrenner's fouled. Good play. Good ball movement by the Charlotte Hornets. This is what you want to see, man. The Hornets, man, they got a team. You see it all coming together firsthand. 6-23. I got a lot to say. How did Charles Barkley become one of the spokesmen of the Charlotte Hornets? How disgusting is that? I mean, we'll get to that. That's something for another day, or maybe that's something for after this game. But there's a lot of people trying to ride that wave. These people wasn't really rocking with Charlotte. They was laughing and joking and giggling, and now they want to become the spokesman, talking about we and all of this. What we gonna do? I think that's very disgusting. Here we go. Kalkbrenner has it. Good play there. Jose Alvarado. Jose Alvarado screen with Zion. Jose looking for some help. In trouble. And he turns the ball over. Ryan Kalkbrenner, good time defensive stop. Here comes Colin Sexton. Colin Sexton has it. He nearly loses the ball, but Jose Alvarado fouls him. Good play. Jose was all over the place. It's great. Jose Alvarado is kind of similar. He plays a similar style to Sexton. He's not as good as Colin Sexton, but he plays a very similar style. It's 85-92. 6:02 to go in the fourth quarter. Here we go. Brandon Miller with the ball to kick it out to Diabate. Back to Khan. Khan has the ball. They're moving, surveying the landscape to give it to Brandon Miller. Brandon Miller has it. Screen with Musa. B. Millie. Mid-range jumper. Miller. Good. Brandon Miller. It's 85-94. Brandon Miller with 14 points. Zion Williamson with a big-time bucket all the way to the cup. 87-94. It's 5:30 to go in the fourth quarter. Here comes Brandon Miller. Brandon Miller has the ball. Brandon Miller's with it. They're cooking. Here we go. We got Brandon Miller with the ball. Brandon Miller shaking and baking all the way to the cup. And no foul for Miller? Well, that's crazy. That shit don't make no sense. It's 87-94, 5:10 to go in the fourth. Hornets looking to run away with this thing. Let's see if they're successful. Here we go. Colin Sexton with it. Colin Sexton has it. They give it out to Bridges. Back to Miller. Back to Bridges. Step back three ball Bridges. And that's all. Hornets, man, they're playing exceptional right now, man. Can they keep it going? There's some good rotations right now. They're managing rotations pretty well here for Charlotte. They maneuvering Lamelo like it's a chessboard or something. It's 87-94. We got we look like we got a challenge going on right now. James Borrego's challenging it. The Hornets are up right now. It's 87-94. The Hornets are in the driver's seat. Give them major props. They really had to go out and get this game because the Pelicans looked like they was going to run away with it. The game is still not safe. Charlotte, they just got to keep the foot on the gas. I like what's going on with the rotations. They bringing LaMelo out at key moments, and I know he's going to come back in the game. If you've been evaluating these rotations, it seems like They got it locked down. Now it's all about if they can keep the gravy train rolling, because this would be a big win. I think that they need to play a good game. And then, like I said, they got a big time game this Thursday against the Houston Rockets. That game is going to be explosive. You talking about a game. This is why they need to have the Hornets. Because this is an exciting basketball team. The Charlotte Hornets is very exciting when they playing well. That's why it would have been good if the Hornets would have been able to get a Victor Wembanyama or something like that. Because I think the league is really they not giving the Hornets enough props. They should have been a little blessed, in these lotteries, but it's neither here nor there. I think they have been. Brandon Miller has been exceptional. You see what's going on with Khan. I think he was the steal of the draft. A lot of people, I bet if they could have redid that, I wonder what people would have really did. Because Khan is the truth and a half. Outside of Cooper Flag, I know VJ doing this thing and all, but come on, we all know what's going on. It's Khan and Cooper, and then we get to everybody else, and that's no disrespect to everybody else. But the Hornets, man, you got to start to look at Charles Lee, differently. You know, you got to pay respect. You got to pay homage. At the end of the day, I'm not gonna be foolish here. You know, Charles Lee has got him on a massive winning streak. So I think that he deserves some coach of the year, considerations. You gotta start to think of you gotta start to put him in there. If they get to the playoffs, he's the coach of the year. If they get to how long is this streak gonna go? I don't want to move ahead. This game is not over, but you got some big games coming up for Charlotte. If they were to somehow win this one, they putting a lot of pressure on the Eastern Conference right now, especially that bottom half. If they were to win this game, so today is a lot of ramifications with a lot of different teams. As I'm looking, even tomorrow, well, the Bulls got the Bucks in Milwaukee. They're probably gonna beat them. Atlanta got Miami. Some of these teams need to start winning, especially if you got Charlotte. Playing the way they playing. I think it'll benefit some of these teams if they can get a dub. They said the Hornets, they gave away so many goddamn games. But I tell you what, if the Hornets win today, and I guarantee you that game on Thursday is going to be huge dividends. If they beat Houston, not only I think they're going to put the league on notice, the score is 87-94, 4:56 to go on the fourth. Not only if they beat Houston, I mean, I'm telling you, if they beat the Houston Rockets, they're going to be put in a whole nother stratosphere. But like I said, this game is not over. Zion Williamson has it. Zion going all the way to the cup, and he couldn't convert. A good defense there from the Charlotte Hornets. They get a stop. That's what you want. Here we go. Lamelo Ball is on the bench right now. We got Miles Bridges with the ball. Miles Bridges has it, shaking and baking on Zion. They're surveying the landscape. Bridges all the way to the cup. He kick it to Brandon Miller for three, and that's off. Rebounded by the New Orleans Pelicans. Here comes Jose Alvarado. Jose Alvarado kicks it out to Sadiq Bey. Sadiq Bey all the way to the cup, and he couldn't convert it. The Hornets get a stop. Should the Hornets burn clock or just play their game? I say play their game. It's 87-94. Hornets up. 4 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Brandon Miller with it. Picked up by Sadiq Bey. Brandon Miller all the way to the cup. In the mid-range, they kick it to Khan. Khan, step back three in traffic, and is all air ball. 24-second shot clock violation. Not the best possession, but he was kind of cornered in right there. He had to make something happen. So I'm not too upset about that. Shout out to Con Knipple. Con Knipple has been everything and more for the Charlotte Hornets. We couldn't have asked for a better draft pick. A lot of people wanted this guy, that guy. We got the right guy. It's 87-94. Here comes Murphy. Oh, turnover. Hornet. Oh, Brandon Miller. Showtime in Charlotte. Showtime in Charlotte, goddammit. It's 87-96, 3:39 to go in the fourth quarter. Hornets get a defensive stop. That's going to change shit. That's gonna change things. They start getting defensive stops now. Give the Hornets props, man. They playing. They playing some of the most aspiring basketball in the league. There ain't nobody going nowhere. There won't be no trades made. How crazy would that be if tomorrow you find out some drastic moves have been made? You know, it's on. Shout out to all y'all in the chat. The Charlotte Hornets is cooking. Salute to all y'all that's in the building right now. The Charlotte Hornets is looking to shock the world. You know, it's a good game. This is just inspiring basketball, man. The Charlotte Hornets are doing what they unthinkable, y'all. This is what we always wanted, man. The Hornets is about to go 7 straight. It's not over. Don't rule out the Pelicans because the Pelicans had their foot on their necks, and then, we was in there. Salute to Chuck Morris in the chat. Salute to Twin. Says the ball needs to be. It needs to. Definitely. Here we go. We coming back with it, but they got to get some stops. Shout out to Brandon Miller with that defensive stop. Here we go. Sadiq Bey with it. They kick it out to Jose Alvarado. Jose Alvarado picked up by Brandon Miller. Jose Alvarado has a screen with Zion. Back to Zion Williamson. Oh, my goodness. Come on, that's an offensive foul. Zion just bulldozing into Brandon Miller like that. It's 87-96. Hornets are up 9, 3:27 to go. Let's see if they can close this game out. That's going to be key. Lamelo's still on the bench. Lamelo is still on the bench. Diabate picking up. Oh, my goodness. Zion just threw. Oh, and one. Oh, that was crazy. They counted that? Wow. Zion just threw it on Diabate. Threw it on him. Oh, nah. Oh, no, that was crazy. No, that was crazy. Zion Williamson, that was wild. It's 89-96. This game is not over. It's not, especially when you got the Pelicans going to the free throw line, potentially getting points while the clock stopped. Yeah, that's not good. But shout out to everybody right now. The Hornets are looking to go 7 straight. Everybody's clicking right now. The rotation seems to be moving pretty smooth. We rolling. We making defensive stops, but they have Zion Williamson over there, and we really don't have an answer for him. They've been finding some way to tame him, but we haven't really had an answer for him for whatever reason. I don't know what's the problem. Um, Salute to all y'all that's in the chat right now. It's Flight Sports. You already know what it is. Can the Hornets go 7 straight? That's the $1,000,000 question. Zion Williamson going to the line for the and one. Let's see if he's successful. Let's see if Charles Lee done drew up some plays. We got to play. It's that Hornets DNA. Oh, Zion missed the free throw. The ball don't lie. Here we go. Because that wasn't a foul. LaMelo Ball has it. Jose Alvarado picking him up. Diabate has it. They kick it back to Bridges. They're looking. Bridges has the ball. Bridges shaking and baking. He got the mismatch on Jose. Come on. Yes, Jose found him. Yeah, soon as they get Jose on Bridges, he just need to bulldoze to the cup. He should never be guarding you. That don't make no sense. That's a complete mismatch. He got no choice but to foul. He can't do nothing with you. So it's crazy. Salute to everybody in the chat. It's 89-96. Bridges with 7 points, 4 rebounds. This is a big time basketball game for Charlotte. Can they do the unthinkable? Can they go 7 straight? Can they continue to shock the world? That's going to be key. And they got Borrego over there. We all know Borrego. He wouldn't love to end this streak. This is a long game. It is. Bridges hits both free throws. It's 89-98. Jose Alvarado being picked up by Lamelo. Hornets back up 9. Can they get some stops? Diabate all over Zion. Don't worry about that dunk. Stay with him, Diabate. Zion Williamson, he missed it. See, there you go. It's going to happen sometimes. You're going to get dunked on, but you're going to get stops too. Here goes LaMelo Ball. LaMelo Ball has the ball. LaMelo has the rock. Zion picking up LaMelo. Uh-oh. LaMelo Ball shaking and baking. He got the ISO. We got an isolation here. LaMelo going all the way to the cup. LaMelo, he kicks out to Brandon Miller. Brandon Miller has it. He's going to have to shoot it. Brandon Miller goes all the way to the cup, and he couldn't convert it. Damn, he won it off the glass too. That should have been money. Can the Hornets get a stop here? Don't give up no threes. Sadiq Bey going all the way to the cup. And Sadiq Bey is fouled. He's going to the line for 2 free throws. So it's 2:11 remaining in the fourth quarter. It's 89-98. Is anybody's basketball game. Can the Charlotte Hornets close? You know, if Brandon Miller would have made that little layup, now we talking something else. But give LaMelo Ball major props, man. He out there dunking on everybody. He's doing what we want. Sadiq Bey just missed a free throw. So the Pelicans doing everything in their power to give this game to Charlotte. This is good. This shows you that the Hornets are pretty battle-tested, and they know the next game is really going to be a test for them. That next game, I mean, I'm telling you, you better get the popcorn. You know, we gonna probably I ain't gonna listen. Get the popcorn for that next game. LaMelo Ball has it. He's crossing half court, picked up by Jose Alvarado. They kick it out to Brandon Miller. Back to LaMelo. LaMelo has it. Picked up by Jose. Here we go. LaMelo Ball has it. Oh, step back over Zion. Don't tell me. Oh, if he would have made that, I would have had to go for a walk. If he would have made that, I would have had to walk down the street. Here we go. Oh my goodness. Herb Jones, 3. And he missed it. Zion. Oh! Musa Diabate with a big time block. That's what you want to see. That's what you want to see. Musa with these stops. Here we go. Slow it down. Slow it down. Zion picking up LaMelo. Zion picking up LaMelo. This show you the shape that Zion Williamson is in for him to want to pick up LaMelo, and he just fouled him. I wonder if they had a foul to give. There's a crazy game going on right now. The Charlotte Hornets are in the driver's seat. LaMelo looks like he's going to the free throw line. So that was just silly. He had no business even going LaMelo if he the Pelicans. That was wild. The Hornets are going to win 7 straight games, and I believe they're going to tie the record, that they had. This is going to be a showdown with the Houston Rockets. I can't express to you what kind of game is about to take place when they take on the Houston Rockets. That's, oh my God, Kevin Durant, Brandon Miller. Oh man, this thing is going to get berserk. Thompson picking. Oh my God, this is about to get berserk. This got the potential for all the fireworks. Hornets up 10 with 1:10 to go in the fourth quarter. Don't foul. That's all the Hornets say. Do not foul. I hope that's being preached. Don't foul. There we go. Brandon Miller with it. The Hornets get the rebound. They get another stop. They're pressing right now. The Pelicans gonna have to foul. You're gonna foul Khan? That's silly. You're gonna foul Miller? Miller, that's also who you fouling. Pelicans look like they're gonna drop this game. They gave up on the game. And it looks like not fouling benefited them because the ball ended up rolling. The Hornets just turned it over. So, like I said, the Hornets just don't foul. If you Charlotte, don't foul. Don't foul. That's all. Nobody needs to foul. Even if they hit a 3. Okay, good. The Pelicans just hit a 3, so they're gonna foul them right now. They got Khan Knuckle with it. You're gonna foul Khan. At this point, you need to just stop the clock. Khan Knuckle was fouled. That's not the person they wanted to foul, but they had no other choice. You got to stop the clock in these circumstances. So give the Hornets props. Give Charles Lee props, man. I know that a lot of people, Charles Lee has. It's been a long time for Charles Lee to gain people's trust. I mean, he's finally gaining his bones as a Charlotte Hornets coach. I felt like it was always a question with him. Now it's like we starting to see his identity here. It was a method to the madness. There don't seem to be no maliciousness. Sometimes when a new guy comes in, he starts switching things up. You got to add his blueprint to it, and that's what's happening. We seeing Charles Lee's blueprint on the Charlotte Hornets. They've taken Lamelo Ball out. Look what they're doing. Melo out the game, and they secured this. This is 7 straight dubs for the Charlotte Hornets, man. Nobody could have asked for anything better or anything more. It's 95-102. Here we go. Brandon Miller has it. Brandon Miller crossing half court, and they're dribbling it out. The Charlotte Hornets win 7 straight dubs. There's nothing but laughter and happiness going on in the Queen City. And they deserve this, man. Players like Brandon Miller, when they came to Charlotte, they wanted to change the culture. Con could nipple. A lot of people thought coming to Charlotte was going to be some kind of joke, some kind of laughing stock or something like that. But no, the Hornets beat the New Orleans Pelicans, and give them props. The Pelicans was up double digits in this game. So it showed you that they can fight, and win a basketball game, because they're gonna have to fight this Thursday when they take on the Houston Rockets. But yeah, man, they rallied. This was a rally for the Charlotte Hornets, man. This was not an easy victory. They have put immense pressure on the Eastern Conference right now. The bottom half of the Eastern Conference is trembling. They trembling. I'm telling you right now, they are trembling right now. They don't know what to do, because the the Hornets have came through, and they are just taking people out. And before you know it, they're gonna find themselves in the playoffs. Like, if they just need to continue, even if something were to go left, it shouldn't mess up the whole season. But I tell you what, every single last one of these people will be here after this trade deadline. They don't even play until after the trade deadline will be over. So it's a couple things that just took place right now. The Pelicans players, their trade value just shot through the roof. That's one. Two, none of these people are going anywhere. You got to keep it, and they responded. It Miles Bridges and a lot of the team, Brandon Miller and Melo, they all urged Peterson and company to not do anything. Please trust them. Don't do nothing with the roster. And everybody seems to be healthy right now. Knock on wood. You understand? That's really what's making everything look so successful. The health. Everybody is ready to go now. Fine. When the last time every last one of them been playing? I'm looking at Brandon Miller right now. He got the shoulder all wrapped. That's just scary as hell. You know, it's like he holding on by a thread. But nonetheless, he's putting up 20 plus points a night. They have found a way to keep everybody healthy. The Charlotte Hornets deserve immense credit. I got nothing but respect for Charlotte. Lamelo Ball, MB1, the 101. This guy this season, he don't get enough props. This guy is sacrificing his game, for the betterment of the team. A lot of people said he wasn't a winning player. He wasn't. This guy, Melo, responded tenfold this season. He had to go up against so-called, look at Bryce. That's so crazy. I'm looking at Bryce McGowan's there. Yo, you should see Bryce McGowan's. Oh man, he looked so sad. It looked like Brandon Miller was staring down Bryce McGowan's. Bryce McGowan's looked like, damn man, it wasn't like this when I was here. So give props to Brandon Miller. 16 points tonight. He didn't have 30 plus. He didn't have to, but he played a very great game. 16 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists. It don't get no better than this. They were down 22 points. Lamelo overcame an injury. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Lamelo damn near got checked out the goddamn game thanks to Charles Lee. They was down 22 points versus the Pelicans. I thought the game was over when they went down like that. But you gotta know the Pelicans. They're a clumsy team. They're not that good. If the Hornets was to fight and bite down a little bit, they can come back and get this game. And that's exactly what they did. They showed something in this, man. This I don't think this is just some flash in the pan. This the first time I said this some real shit, man. Lamelo Ball MB1, the one of one. You know, is here. Could you imagine Lamelo Ball in the playoffs? The Hornets right now are in position to shock the league. That game against the Houston Rockets, you need to get the popcorn, the pretzels, the sodas, everything. It's about to go down. You understand? That's going to be box office. I wouldn't be surprised if the NBA moved that up into some prime time slot. Give credit to Brandon Miller. Give credit to Grant Williams. Grant Williams was an unsung hero tonight. You understand? He damn near answered whatever was coming from Zion Williamson. He brought him, up into the promised land. And then that's when you see LaMelo, Bridges, and Miller and these guys, they took over the game. Give Ryan Kalkbrenner, props. These are unsung heroes, man. These guys came through for them when I didn't expect this. The Charlotte Hornets deserve a lot of respect from everybody right now, man. I'm extremely impressed with them right now. I'm impressed with a lot of them. Also, like I said, I'm impressed with my man, with the coach. The coach is just he deserves all of our respect. And I know a lot of people, including myself, we didn't trust Charles Lee, but we got to trust him now. Charles Lee deserves everybody's respect. The Hornets will not be where they are today without Charles Lee. He has implemented a system, to keep people healthy. Lamelo Ball is found himself healthy, and he's playing. And look what's going on. Look what's happening. He may very well produce a healthy season for Lamelo Ball, and they get to the playoffs. And if you see what's going on with these Charlotte Hornets, y'all, it's not just Melo and nothing else. They getting help from all over the place. Lamelo tonight was the league, was the not the lead, was the leading scorer for the Hornets. But like I said, Grant was 16, Kalkbrenner with 10 off the bench. Grant Williams had 9 rebounds. You understand? 9 rebounds. Zion came in with 14 points and 11. Grant Williams had more points than Zion Williamson. This is what I'm talking about with unsung heroes. People like Grant, they're not gonna get the love. They're not gonna get all the highlights and everything. But that doesn't mean that it wasn't important. There was very important pieces to this puzzle. Brandon Miller 16, Diabate with 2 points, 9 rebounds, 2 assists. He was all over the place defensively. Musa Diabate was playing defense on Zion like his life was on the line. He was getting stops. He was everywhere. It was time he got dunked on, but it was times where he stopped Zion too. He made life very hard for him. And Kalkbrenner, he just changing all sorts of shots. He had 3 blocks in the game. I mean, that's just crazy. Like I said, Coach Lee Lucky Mello is a good guy and even better big baller. That's facts. I mean, LaMelo Ball definitely was. He was tested. I mean, Charles Lee was coaching LaMelo. LaMelo responded to the coaching. He responded to what's going on. He could have flipped out and said, "Man, just get me the hell up out of here." But that's not what happened. Clearly they like I said, he clearly wants to be in Charlotte. That's what is the most special situation. Um, we want to see this from Lamelo. We want to see this. He's playing like he didn't want to go anywhere. This guy Peterson very well could have moved and shipped everybody out in the next 48 hours. Now they're not going to do that. They cannot move anybody. They would look crazy if they traded. This team finally is showing life. But I would look at some sneaky moves to bolster this. They talking about. I'm hearing things about Anthony Davis. You understand? Y'all let me know your thoughts on this. Would you, if you the Hornets right now, would you trade for Anthony Davis? What the hell is the cost for Anthony Davis? The Hornets got some picks. You know, could you give up a T. Salon and I don't know what else? But you try not to really affect this core too much. But if you could bring in, a guy like that, maybe even a Clay Thompson. I'm just saying, just somebody else to reassure a playoff berth. And you don't have to give up too much. That's what I want to see from the Charlotte Hornets. I want to see that next sneaky move that don't cost too much and it guarantees a playoff berth. It says AD too injury prone. That's why hopefully we can get him for cheap. I'm expecting to get AD for cheap, but I'm hearing talks about the Charlotte Hornets possibly getting Anthony Davis. I'm not saying it's gonna happen or anything like that, but the Hornets are putting themselves in prime position. The Hornets are a very attractive team right now. If you at the trade deadline and you looking to do some things, you know. But I'm telling you right now, the Charlotte Hornets are in prime position for something. You got Green, you got little sneaky pieces over there that you can see what's going on. Shout out to Noble Knowledge in the chat. Shout out Neo. Shout out to Victim. He says nine rebounds from Khan, 2 assists from Melo, and 3 blocks from Cockburn, unsung. That's facts. Um, Noble says the Hornets have to get either Anthony Davis or Giannis by this Thursday flight. I like that explanation point. I wish they could get Giannis. What is it going to take? But I tell you what, if you the Hornets, do you just cash in? Because everybody value is up. Do you just cash in and just give up Bridges and everything and go get Giannis or whoever? Do Giannis even want to come to Charlotte? You pairing Giannis with Lamelo, Brandon, and Khan. That's what you need to think about. You pairing Giannis with Brandon, Melo, and Khan. And then you go from there. I think that's a playoff team. That's a sneaky team in the East. Very dangerous. We know Giannis, he's not a closer, but he gonna bring you right there. He just needs somebody to cross that line. LaMelo Ball will be very happy to do that for you. But the Hornets, I'm not sure how for certain that would be for the Hornets getting them. But I tell you what, the Charlotte Hornets have shocked everybody. I like their chances. You know why? I believe they're gonna beat the Houston Rockets. The Charlotte Hornets gonna beat Houston. And the reason why I think they're gonna beat Houston is because they showed me in this game that they could play. They could play tough. They could win tough games. They can win games where they're tested. And that's what I love to see from the Charlotte Hornets. They proved that to me. It's crazy. I want to get Grant Williams. I want to hear a little something.
Celebration was going on in there. I'll let you guys see a post game. How about that? Let's just say it involved a lot of physicality, just like this game did. All right. Well, very physical, especially in the second quarter, and you coming in that the second half, and you coming into that third quarter was certainly a difference maker. What happened? And I asked Brandon this. What was the conversation in the locker room when you guys came back out in the second half? It was all about really the character who we wanted to be. We've been in every type of game this year, close.
It's Grant Williams.
And just show our maturity and our growth. We knew that 15 points wasn't a lot. We've come back from 50-point leads. We've given up 15-point leads. So it was just a matter of standing together and coming out with a level of physicality and a level of edge that we needed to compete that day because we felt like everybody was behind. Yeah, Grant, let's just continue the physicality talk because I thought you were real physical with Zion. You kind of have to be with a player like that. Individually, I thought maybe your best game. What say you on the way that you thought you performed here today? Yeah, I feel like tonight was a good night for me. Physicality, guarding, just being a presence out there and just giving us some life because I feel like in that first half we were all behind and I tried to bring some energy and then I think it worked out well for us. And then the rest of those guys came back and picked it up and we started taking over from there. So in a rhythm, felt like good to make shots because it's been a while since I've done that in probably 13 months. So it was a good game, but we have a talented Houston team we play against in 3 days. So we need another one back to back. Yeah, the patience that we've seen out of you, Grant, right? The last year having to come back from injury.
That's going to be the game. I'm telling you.
Presence on that bench, just completely leading and now being able to do it on the court, especially tonight. How do you put into words what that means to you? It just feels good to be back. You sit out that long and you observe and you're just there to really talk to your teammates. Now to be able to make an impact with the teammates on the floor while also having that same wisdom, the same guidance, it means more than you know. And I think that for me, it's just really refreshing and it's great for the mental health, even when things aren't going well. It feels good to be back.
Salute to all y'all in the chat.
Hey, Flight.
What's the deal? What's the Mets?
Yeah.
What's going on?
Not much. I couldn't watch this game, but I was keeping tabs on it. Is it rare for someone who's not really a Hornets fan, even though he's been living here for almost 25 years, to have hope for this team coming out of this game?
Yeah, I mean, I don't see why not. You've been a Hornets fan for 25 years?
Actually, I'm a Knicks fan by trade, but I've been living down here for about 25 years.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Listen, the Charlotte Hornets. I say you should have faith in them. Because even in this game, it was down. There was down
By
a
as
lot.
many as 22.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. They showed immense fight. I think that you keep this. You got to have faith in this team right now, and I think that Peterson and company does. I've never seen them look like this. I've never seen. It looked like it's a flash in the pan, but I can't say
I'm
that
just
right
saying.
now.
I'm just gonna say we haven't seen a team with a Hornet squad with this much resiliency since what? The 2015-2016 incarnation?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you going there. And that's with Kemba, right?
Yeah, Kemba, we
Yeah,
had Jay
Kemba.
Lynn.
Lamb. Yeah, I remember Lamb. And Lamb was solid for y'all. You had a couple people. I'm trying to think who else was on that team.
Now we had Jeremy Lin briefly.
Yeah, Len was on there. I'm trying to think who else was on that roster. Damn. I'm trying to think of some other people that was there. But I do remember that Hornets team. I think y'all went to the first round. Y'all lost to Miami. So yeah, I remember. I remember that Hornets team briefly. But it is what it is at the end of the day. I think I had Al Jefferson. Yep, shout out to Victim in the chat. Listen, you gotta have faith. And what I want to tell you this is Charles Lee. We gotta reevaluate Charles Lee. I'm having faith in him now.
I mean, which coaching tree is he from? The Popovich, Jackson?
No. Charles Lee, if I'm not mistaken, he was in Boston, if I'm not mistaken, and I remember he was in Milwaukee. So he been around a little bit of if I'm not mistaken, Missoula, and he was around Milwaukee. I'm not sure.
Budenholzer or Doc?
That I'm not 100% sure. I'm not because I wasn't following Charles Lee 100% before that, but I know the chat should help us. I know that those are the two stops he was at. I'm not sure who he was under and all that other shit. I'm not 100% sure off the top of my head. Shout out, he said Budenholzer, but he I believe he was around for a championship if I'm not mistaken.
And that would have been Milwaukee, I think.
Yeah, I think he was on that roster with the Bucks when they won it. But Charles Lee, listen, if they go, he's in Coach of the Year talks right now. He's got to be in the Coach of the Year race, man, because I've never seen the Hornets play like this. Never. And it's like it seems like they're all coming together, and everybody's healthy. Can't you agree with that? Nobody's.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
But as far as the Coach of the Year talk, I think he still has one legitimate threat to deal with, and that's JB Bickerstaff.
I agree with that. Bickerstaff should win it. But like I said, you never know. I remember there was a situation with Thibodeau years ago. The Knicks didn't make the number 1 seed; they just made it to the playoffs, and that alone assured them it was horrendous for years. If he get them to the playoffs, he steals Coach of the Year from the Detroit Pistons. So that the Hornets getting to the playoffs, especially with the way they doing it, they streaking, they winning. The only thing I want to say for Charlotte is this: that I don't want them to be defined by this winning streak. I don't want this winning streak to define their season, to define their year. Where if they lose one, because they're not going to. I'm just going to break the news to everybody right now. They're not going to finish this year perfect. Something's going to go left here. So who knows what's going to happen? I'm not wishing that, but I just hope that God forbid, when something does go left and they have to drop a game, can they come back the next game with the same level of intensity they've been playing at? They don't just fall apart because all the streak's over. That's what I'm concerned about.
So, both.
Yeah.
Let's see who's next on the Hornets docket.
You got the Houston Rockets.
Oh.
Yeah. What's your thoughts on that game?
Not gonna be an easy one on Thursday night or whenever it happens.
Thursday night, 8:00. That's gonna be showtime.
I mean, sure, the Rockets aren't as up to snuff as they were last year, but they're still a dangerous team in the West.
Yeah, I agree with that. Very dangerous. The Charlotte Hornets got to bring their A game out for that one. It's gonna be interesting. My man in the chat says they definitely did. I turned off the game at halftime. I'm not even joking. For the number one option, I'm just reading some things from the chat. A lot of people thought that the Hornets probably wasn't going to come back. Shout out to Ant James. He says Lee has 2 NBA championships as an assistant with the Bucks and the Celtics. I knew that he
He was
won
on both
a
teams.
championship. Yes, yeah, that's why I said I wasn't 100% sure, but I knew I said the Bucks and the Celtics. I didn't know all the stuff. I wasn't following Charles like that. But shout out to Charles Lee. Hopefully he could bring some winning ways to Charlotte. They seem like all the pieces is in play. How important has Khan Knippel been? Have you been keeping up with Khan?
I was able to catch the Hornet game against Dallas, and Khan actually put on one heck of a gunfight between himself and his old roommate Flag.
Yeah, I agree with that. That was a good game. I like Khan Knippel. Him and Brandon Miller on the wing. It seems to be something special. They playing off of each other very nice.
Moose in the middle has been a quality defensive piece.
Oh yeah, Musa is just truth and a half. I mean, he the unsung hero in my opinion. They would not be where they are if it wasn't for Musa. You know, they got to thank Musa Diabate for everything that he's brought them. Point blank. Period. Yeah, Charlotte they're looking good. I like what I'm seeing from the Charlotte Hornets. It's all about sustainability for
That's
me.
for sure.
You know, that's what I want to see from Charlotte.
I thought the Spurs game was going to be their ultimate test. And I'm saying, whenever they play the Thunder again, it'll be their ultimate test.
Yeah, I think their ultimate test is going to be the game that they play against the Houston Rockets, because I think that game is going to be so tough. You know, I don't think that's going to be. Let me play you something.
Offensively, they're playing with great pace. The ball's moving. Williamson's playing at a good level. And then defensively, they're throwing some zone at you. They're switching it halfway through, and then they're
Charles Lee.
So, credit to them. They kept us on our heels all night. But credit to our team, too. At halftime,
yeah, Hornets started pretty flat-footed today.
Can you hear it?
Yeah, loud and clear.
Resiliency over the last month or so, and I love a lot of the things that we were doing, and we were just going to see if we could kind of figure it out and rely on the habits that we had just built the previous games. And so proud of the group. We wanted to take away the pain. In the first half, I think they had 30 points in the paint, 12 in the second half. They had multiple 30-point quarters in the first half. We held them to 31 points total in the second half. So to me, it was a ton of the defensive stuff that we needed to clean up, and they did it. And they get their tails off, and really proud of the group. Really proud. Grant continues to give us a different level of physicality and ability to get stops defensively. And Ryan Kalkbrenner, when we talk about responses and how you can, learn from your first stint, didn't play the rest of the first half, and then we relied on him in a big way in the second half, and he came through for us. And so just the total group, really proud of the resiliency and response after that first half.
Kind of joked around about your head up, but I mean, that play itself, can you walk through the play? What happened from your vantage point?
Yeah, that's Melo just continuing to compete, and I took a play off, and you're not supposed to take any plays off, and I thought the ball was going out of bounds, and I was going to save it from going into the stands, and he was going to save the ball, and we went head to head, and credit to him, he didn't yell at me too bad, but I apologized obviously, and I love his spirit of okay, let me get back, let me get cleaned up, I want to get back out there, and he was right back out there. So just shows the growth that he continues to have, to be able to take a bump or a bruise like that, shake it off and come back out. And I thought he really helped our team, especially at the end of the game there. Some of the plays that he had, that finish at the rim that was explosive on a drive-by for a dunk, a couple of defensive plays, I thought he really kind of stuck his nose in there and helped us get some stops. So great job by him of responding to a foolish coach.
And then you mentioned a little bit previously about digging in and finding a way to win the game. What do you think was the biggest reason you guys pulled the game out tonight?
Yeah, I think that's just kind of who we are. no matter what's kind of thrown our way, our ability to respond and take punches and learn from, team goes on a run, team's playing well. Let's also have the maturity to understand that, like, the other team going on a run, credit to them, they're playing well, but we also got good looks. And we
Hit the like button, ladies and gentlemen. Post-game coverage, Flight Sports TV.
Understand that defensively is where we had some slippage. And so, similar to Cleveland game, I thought that the defense kind of found a second gear in the second half. And our offense was able to keep up a little bit better too. 10 to 12 turnovers in the first half, and then like 5 or 7 in the second. So decreased a little bit, and then also in the fourth quarter when it mattered, I think we only had 2 turnovers. So I love the improvement that we just made throughout the whole game.
Mm-hmm.
Lamelo and Con will have that.
Good. That was great there from the Charlotte Hornets. That's what we want to see at the end of the day. We want to see the growth. We've seen it firsthand with Lamelo. I mean, like I said, I love what I'm seeing from Charles Lee. Charles Lee is getting my respect. I'm not gonna, play. I don't have nothing bad to say. I really don't. I have nothing bad to say about Charles Lee. Only positive vibes for him. I love what I'm seeing. I love his rotations, the way he's maneuvering Lamelo around. Like I said, I didn't understand it before. I thought bringing Lamelo to the bench was a little too drastic, but the way they take him in and out, and it's sometimes in the fourth quarter where they take him out at like the 6-minute mark, bring him back in around the third. That's a little unusual that people don't usually see, but I didn't understand that at first. But now I'm seeing the method to the madness. So it's funny, to say the least. Melo tonight, 24 points. What do you think about Charles Lee rotations?
They're at least flexible. I mean, which is more than I can say for other coaches who try to go with the same 8 or 9 guy rotations and become rigid and stubborn, unwilling to change things up. Or when one of their main guys gets injured, then instead of going to the bench player because they're too stupid to figure out how to do to develop bench depth, they cut the rotation down to 8 or 7 at worst. At least Lee has seen enough to where he doesn't fall into that trap. What? Can't hear you, Flight.
Oh, my bad. I said I totally agree with you. I love what I'm seeing from Charlotte again. I want to give some stat lines. They really held Zion Williamson in check tonight. 14 points for Zion, 11 rebounds, 4 assists. Trey Murphy tonight, he tried to do it to us with 27 points. Now when you go to LaMelo Ball tonight, MB1, the one of one, he had 24 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals. I mean, this man was all over the place. Homage truly needs to be paid. Brandon Miller, 16 points. He didn't have to do it all. 8 rebounds, 4 assists, one steal. Diabate, 2 points, 9 rebounds, 2 assists. His play was massive. Remember, I told the people, Moose's play does not show up in the stat sheet. His play is very loud. Con Knipple, 17 points. Bridges, 9 points. Now when we go to the bench, I want to go back to Grant Williams. He chipped in with 16 points, 9 rebounds, and 1 assist. Ryan Kalkbrenner tonight, 10.7 rebounds and 1 assist and 3 blocks. Sion James, 3 points, 5 rebounds. All of these people really chipped in for Charlotte and got them to where they needed to be. Noble Knowledge says the Hornets can either make a big move to contend for the chip or get smaller players to make a deep run right now. What do you see? What do you want the Hornets to do? We got the trade deadline approaching. What do you want the Hornets to be active? Should they stand pat? I mean, what would you do?
If they're going to be active, I would say, at this point, the only guys who've been sitting on the bench doing nothing throughout this stretch are Trey Mann, Pat Connaughton. I say get rid of them and try to find someone who could fit the bill of those rotations. They could fit the bill, and we get a full and you get a full 12-man roster onto the court.
I agree with that because it seemed like Charles Lee wants to play that brand of basketball. So let's see.
The problem is he can't find any slots for either Connaughton or Mann.
I agree with you there. So it's gonna be interesting to see. I mean, it's a long season. I like
31 to go. for the Hornets, time's running out, though. Only 31 to go to try to sneak into the play-in at minimum.
Well, they gonna need some help from the other teams. They put massive pressure on the Eastern Conference, especially that bottom half. I mean, we have to acknowledge that. If you look at some of these teams that they actually trailing, they got some tough games. When we look at Chicago, their schedule is not. Their schedule's pretty rough. I could see them dropping their next game. I'm gonna give you. They play tomorrow. Um, the Hawks play the Heat. The Heat has been rolling. The Bulls are going up against the Bucks. Now
Who
the
have
Bucks, they've
basically
been
been
getting
cannon fodder without Giannis.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. So they do for a victory at any given time. So I'm just saying. And either
No,
way,
but
the Bucks lose. Even if the Bucks lose, now you're getting even more separation on the Bucks. But right now the Hornets are 23 and 28. The Hawks are 24 and 27. So they in must win territory right now. If you Atlanta, they got Miami.
and then
I like Miami.
and on that
tomorrow.
same day, the Hawks get, and on the day we play the
The whole we
Hornets
play.
play the
Listen,
Rockets.
these next two games are crucial
I'm just
because
saying
you
that
got
next game
you got
out,
Atlanta.
Hornets. Yeah, for Atlanta, they get an easy one coming up against Utah
Oh, when the Utah game?
Thursday.
That's not easy. That's not easy. Going up against Utah, I got Utah winning that one. That's not easy. I'm taking Utah. Utah playing tough right now. Utah's another team, I ain't gonna say they're like Charlotte, but they're a team that plays them. They play teams tough, and sometimes they win, sometimes they lose, but they go in and play them tough.
It'll be
So
Saturday against Atlanta. That's going to be the real test.
good to get the popcorn. So you got 2 games that I'm telling you to get the popcorn. You got Thursday. That's a big. I totally forgot about the game against Atlanta on Sunday. I mean on Saturday. Yeah, I'm going back to
And then next week, home against Detroit.
and the Bulls got the Raptors on Thursday. I got the Raptors in Toronto. The Raptors, I got. That's what I'm saying. They going up. They putting the Hornets got pressure on these teams right now. They know they better produce, otherwise they gonna find themselves out. Nobody expected the Hornets to be rolling like this. It's like, when is it going to stop? I bet those teams asking themselves, when is this shit going to end? Nobody expected them to be rolling like this. How long?
No, they're not.
How long is this streak going to last? Houston is going to be an ultimate test, man, because that's a playoff team. They're going and they in Houston. I think if they win that game, that shows something else. I think that's even better. In my opinion, don't you think the away game in Houston?
Yeah, I would.
That'll mean a lot. So it's gonna be interesting, man. For Charlotte. So if you would say, do you think the Charlotte Hornets are gonna make the playoffs? If you can make a declaration now, do you think it's the playoffs, the play-in? What do you see?
I'd say play in at best.
Right. I agree with that. I think that's a safe pick for the play-in. Playoffs, I think we could be taking it to another level, but I'm not.
It would take a miracle where the standings are for them to just get into the playoffs as a 6th seed. Because look at who you have to look up at. You got to look up at Detroit, Boston, New York, Toronto, Philadelphia, and I think Cleveland.
Yeah. That's facts. If I'm not mistaken, I have to look at the standings, but it would be tough, But nonetheless, the Hornets are balling. What does it say for the Hornets and Lamelo and company they basically have made Peterson like not do anything, because there was talks where they may have to be moved. The Hornets may trade Lamelo. They may have to trade Bridges. As of right now, I think this whole team got to stand pat, especially the core. Don't you? Lamelo's not going anywhere.
Yeah, Lamelo's not going anywhere. If anything, he might get a contract extension.
Right. You remember it was talks where it was between it was Ja, it was Lamelo, and it was Trey. They had all these. They was lumping all three of them together. And clearly, obviously, you see Trey. He's already been moved. Ja, it feels like it's any given day. LaMelo's the only one that seemed like he has positively responded. You know, so I think that shows something about LaMelo. His response. That he is a true leader. You know, and it's not all about him.
More than we can say for his brother Lonzo, who is basically proven to be a bit of a bust when you think about it.
Well, listen, I can't say that, man. You had injuries that got in the way of it. It's been rough, for Lonzo. If it wasn't for the injuries, we're looking at a completely different player.
True.
When I see a bust, I see more players like Anthony Bennett. We talking about perfectly healthy players who, like what the hell happened to him? Even Markelle Fultz. You talking about guys where I don't even know what was his injury. I mean, that's what I'm saying. It was just these people found it's just a mess. Lonzo has showed bright signs, but the injuries, derailed him. But, that's another conversation. But we never know. They may bring you see what just happened, and it's funny you just brought up Lonzo, because if you see the Cavs just made a move. They bringing in some point guard play. Lonzo, to me, I felt like he kind of found himself out of the rotation. In my humble opinion. So I could see them possibly even moving Lonzo Ball after they just picked up. They just picked up my man. I forgot my dude's name who lost all that damn money. Damn, I forgot his name already. It'll come back to me. He lost all the money with the Lakers. I know they traded him for Hunter.
Reeves? No.
It'll come back to me. Well, that's just crazy.
Schroeder,
yeah. I forgot his name already. Yeah, Dennis Schroeder.
And I heard Sacramento just let him go.
Yeah, they let him go. It's crazy. It is what it is. But you see what's happening. They let him go, but he's coming to Cleveland, and they already have a point guard. Lonzo's there. I feel like they wasn't getting what they wanted from Lonzo. And let's see if they're gonna keep him around. Do they need all these guards? But you got to think about it. Garland has been dealing with injuries, so I don't really know what the hell Cleveland is doing. In my opinion,
neither do I.
I would like to see Lonzo come to Charlotte, to be honest with you. And just like I said, just get this thing over with. You probably get him for cheap. And I think you get even the better version of LaMelo. You get a much better version of Lonzo. Lonzo pretty much been a shell of himself there in Cleveland.
I just wanted to see how this show is working out. I'm just going to hop out. That's okay, Flight.
I appreciate you, dog.
Later.
Yeah. Salute to all y'all that's in the chat, man. We got big time action. We got the Charlottes, man. They secured another W. Shocking the world. Nobody expected the Hornets to do what they're doing. They continue, and you see it firsthand. 7 straight dubs. Now, I'm on record already saying right now that this game against the Houston Rockets is going to be something special. I can't wait to see it. I'm rolling with Charlotte. They are going to put everybody on notice. If they beat the Houston Rockets in Houston, prime time this Thursday, they will put the NBA on notice. And I believe that's going to slide them into the play-in. That win against Houston is going to be pivotal. That's a very big game for Charlotte. They got 2 big games coming up that is going to decide to play in for the time being. That'll get them in. Because right now, despite all of you talking about a 7-game win streak, they perfect. And they still not in the playoff picture. They need these next 2. Because like I said, and we're going to be evaluating these other teams because they play tomorrow. Atlanta, they play Atlanta on Saturday. You got a big game against Houston, and you got a big game against Atlanta on Saturday. Thursday and Saturday, two big ones for Charlotte. You know, it's going to be pivotal to see how they emerge from this. Because are you going to win both? Are you going to win 1-1? Are you going to lose both? Or a lot of things can occur, you know, right here. So, and these road games, this is going to be tough. They had some they was winning a lot elsewhere too, but this is going to be the big one right here. This is going to be, you know, this is it. You know, y'all let me know your thoughts. Can the Charlotte Hornets remain, you know, successful? Can they continue to shock everybody? That's gonna be the key. Can they do that? Salute to all y'all that's in the building. Make sure you hit the like button if you're rocking with the channel. Salute to my man Joseph Abrams. Salute to all y'all that's in the chat tonight. We having an unbelievable game. We had an unbelievable game where the Hornets emerged from, they was down 20-something. You know, shocking the New Orleans Pelicans. They had Zion Williamson and company. So I mean, that's all you want to see. That's truly all you want to see from them. It's crazy right now, man. It's flight sports. Can the Hornets beat the Houston Rockets? That's the $1 million question, because you got Kevin Durant, you got Thompson. That's going to be a playoff vibe. And I can't wait to see how everybody responds to that game. You know, I want to see. That's going to be a big test. We had an early game today for the Charlotte Hornets. If you've been living under a rock, the Charlotte Hornets have been dealing with the Hornets, the whole city of Charlotte and the Carolinas. You know, they got hit up. It's been a cold front. So, you know, the scheduling has been a little crazy. But give them major props on securing this, man. They erased a 22-point deficit to win this. So that shows right there that they're ready for a fight with anybody. So I like their chances going up against Atlanta and Houston. You know, it's crazy, you know, how they responded like this, man. Give credit to the Charlotte Hornets, man. Give credit to their core. Their core is truly producing. They completely flipped the switch going from the first half to the second half. It was like two different teams. And I got to give credit to Charles Lee for bringing them out in the second half and coaching them up. And it was times where Lamelo just upped the aggressiveness and said, all right, man, give me the ball. I got it. Everybody get up out the way. You know, it was a couple of plays where Lamelo did that, you know, and surprised me. I was shocked at what I was seeing a little bit from Lamelo at times, because he's been so passive and such a team player. You know, I almost forgot Lamelo to jump his aggressiveness. You know, that's usually something that you don't see too much, you know, coming from Melo. You know, lately, you know, he's been very willing to pass the rock, like, you know, here you go, you know, and that's what's been happening. You know, shout out to everybody that's in the chat right now. It's Flight Sports TV. The New Orleans Pelicans fall. You know, they couldn't defeat the Charlotte Hornets. You know, but I mean, give them props. They came out fighting. Now, I got some key points I want to talk about the Pelicans, man. We got to talk about Zion, his shape. What are the Pelicans doing with Zion? Do they want to make a move? If you Charlotte, do you trade for Zion if he's available? Is he available? You know, what are the Pelicans doing with Zion Williamson? You know, that's what I want to see, man. What are they doing with Zion? That's gonna be key. You know, in my humble opinion. You know, the Pelicans, man, they got to make some decisions. You know, it's gonna be crazy. Let's see if they can make the right decision and move Zion Williamson to Charlotte, possibly for something, not too much. Look what Zion brought to the table. I want to look at these standings right now, man. The standings for the West, because like I said, the Hornets, man, they're making themselves very attractive. The Pelicans right now, 13-39. They are not making the play-in or the play. What are they doing with Zion? What's happening? You know, I just say get it over with. You know, you take a couple of people from Charlotte, and let's make a deal happen. If you can make a deal for Zion Williamson, do you do it? I'm to the point now where I'm ready to reassure, you know, their playoff berth. They're not the New York Knicks who could say, "Hey, man, listen, we ain't going after Giannis. I like our team." We're not at that state. Charlotte, despite them having a 7-game win streak, they still find themselves out the playoff picture. That shows you how much they gave away. The Hornets got to know they can't play. That hopefully they realize after this is a pivotal turning point for each and every last one of them, that you cannot start seasons off bad. Oftentimes in Lamelo, especially ever since the last 2 years, they gotten off the awful starts. You may win the first game. The Hornets seem to always win the first game and then lose just about everything else. This season it looked like we was headed for another, another middle of the road where they was going to just lose everything and just bet same old Hornets. But somewhere down the line, a switch flipped, and we seeing a different team. And we got nothing but props. For the Charlotte Hornets, we got nothing but good shit to say, especially when they're winning. That's all we want to see is a team that's winning. LaMelo Ball was a plus 24 in the game, leading the team in plus minus. The Hornets had 3 players in double digits, plus minus, despite the fact they trailed for majority of the game, and they ended up beating them. So, I mean, this shows you everything. I gave reports on Grant Williams, how he was the unsung hero. This was special. Grant Williams was silent. I'm sorry. Was this Grant Williams' first game back? If I'm not mistaken, I got to double check that. This is Grant Williams' first game. Because if that's the case, man, what the hell did we just? Was this? I was about to say, don't tell me this is Grant Williams' first game. I know this wasn't his first game. I was about to say, Grant Williams, man, he cooking. This was solid. That's what I'm saying. He getting back to where he need to get back to. He's only 27 years old. He had a nasty injury, but it's not nothing that he can't bounce back from. We're gonna see it firsthand. Salute to them Hornets. Continuing them winning ways. I love to see it from Charlotte. Like I said, we're gonna be live for post game. Salute to all y'all. Let's rock with Flight Sports for your post game coverage. Grant Williams, he's the reason. He's one of the reasons why they won the game. He pretty much canceled Zion Williamson out to a certain extent. Like nobody expected this for Grant. He outscored Zion. It should have been the other way around. He made Zion have to worry about him. So give the Hornets props, man. That's the beginning. That's the beginning of something special. That's crazy. Red Wine says Melo and B Mill missed games early on, probably contribute. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You can't drop all of these games. They gotta get off to a better start. But like I said, hopefully this reassures them, in the future what they have to do. This is wild. Shout out to all y'all that's in the chat, man. The Charlotte Hornets shocked everybody. Hornets get 7 straight. They beat the Pelicans. They beat the Spurs. They beat the Mavericks. They beat Memphis. They beat Philly. They beat Washington and they beat Orlando. Now, when you start to look at a lot of these teams, Houston is going to be the real, in my humble opinion, when they take on Houston. We joined here by the legendary, the Pope, B. Frank, the Pope.
Right.
I know we're gonna get you right. Salute to all y'all that's in the building. The Charlotte Hornets win 7 straight. They stomping on that door. They ready to kick the motherfucking door open. So it's gonna be interesting to see if Charlotte could do that. But we got the Pope in the building. You see the Hornets. I see you rocking the Huskies. We taking it back. Chino Hills. It ain't been this good since Chino Hills. Talk to us, man. Hornets win 7 straight. What's your thoughts on the situation?
Yeah, man. My thoughts on the situation. Listen, was it yesterday or the day before? I think it was the day before. Man, I was a little teed off in Melo. He was playing a little soft, man. I called him out and called him soft, and the nigga's playing soft. That head bunt must have woke my nigga up because he came in tough after that head bunt. And what the fuck was you doing, Charles? His daddy must have told him, Pope talking shit about you again, son. Nigga called you soft. Can you believe that, son? Yeah. Because you know that nigga consume my content. So I say he was soft the other game. And Slat, he got on me. He was mad that I called him soft. But that headbutt must have been a wake-up call. Again, Charles Lee, what the fuck was you doing? You don't play basketball no more, sir. You the coach, sir. You almost took my nigga out the whole situation. You almost fucked off the whole winning streak because you want to be saving the ball. But, nigga, get out the way, sir. Okay? You in the way. And then Melo smacked this shit, and I think, he was mad. Did you see him walking out that tunnel? He was motherfucker like, hey, who you think he was mad at? He was definitely saying what I'm saying. What the fuck was you doing in the way? Neither here nor there.
No, you good. You good.
Okay, yeah, neither here nor there. He came back, few minutes left in that second half, and boy, he came back very strong to the rack 2 times. Got a dunk. When he got the dunk, dunk.
That was
I ain't seen that nigga dunk in forever.
Yeah. He was showing that swag prior to the dunk. He was going into the bag of tricks. It looked like he looked like I said, wait a minute. I think we're gonna have Melo about to do something right here. I didn't expect the dunk. I thought he about to take over the game. He went for the dunk, then he came back with the 3. He missed the 3. And then he went right back to the basket. So he's clearly successful going to the basket. That was also one of the knocks against LaMelo's game, his finishing ability. He didn't go up there lazy and with a little floater and chuck it up maybe from half court. No, he went all the way in there and dunked it, and that's what they needed. And at that point, the Pelicans kind of the shit could have went either way at that moment. They didn't blow the doors off just yet.
Yeah. And that took the lead. Once he got that dunk, 83-82, that really had them like, oh yeah, we finna take it. And they just end up taking off on them boys. Went up double digits after that. Crowd was fully into it. Melo and the Hornets, man. Listen, man. Con the Don, even B Millie. I gotta give it to B Millie and the tall rookie center, and then my boy Moose, my boy Debate. I mean, man, them dudes. Hey, shout out to Fat Grant Williams too. Dude, we needed the fat boy tonight, but Zion, he kept Zion out that paint.
Yes, that's crazy what he did. His shit ain't gonna show up in the stat sheet, but he put up 6. He outscored Zion.
Damn, Zion, what did Zion drop?
I think Zion had 14 points.
Oh damn, locked him down.
Yeah, and that's crazy how he outscored him. That was just wild.
Yeah, he locked him down, Flight. Yeah, so and I love Moose. Moose getting better and better. He getting better and better, man. And but what's the tall center we got? The rookie.
Ryan Kalkbrenner.
Kalkbrenner.
Yeah.
I like him. He a good asset because he a good asset, bro. He definitely
on defense. He do it all.
He do it all. He
change shit. They gotta watch him when they go into the paint. They gotta make sure where the hell is he at.
Right.
They gotta make sure. Yeah.
What is he? Is he like 7'2", 7'3"?
Yo, he like
He taller than a
7'4".
7-footer.
Yeah, they got a 7-footer. You know,
Yeah,
and
yeah. No, he a true. I'm saying I think he taller than that. I'm sure he probably like 7'2", 7'3".
I'm about to get it right now. I'm about to get it right now.
Okay, yeah, and I think even his wingspan is different because the dude when he raised them arms up, it's like that motherfucker damn near look like Wemby.
Yeah, well, I say you're right. He say he's 7'1".
7'1". Okay,
He's
yeah, okay. They
7'1".
say he's 7'1". I think he's a little taller than that, but
He
that's neither
probably
here
is.
nor there. The boy can play some basketball, but Con Don and has been the biggest bright spot to me on that team. And even James coming off the bench. That Duke Blue Devil, I told you they was going to bring that Duke mentality to the Hornets. I said this earlier in the season. I said, them two dudes, they going to bring that nigga. We just love to hoop. All that other shit with the hip-hop culture shit, none of that. We just here to play basketball and win games. They come from a winning school, man. They come from that blue blood, that shit that, yeah, and Khan been like that all his life. So Khan is playing even better than I expected him to play. I mean, I knew he was going to be balling. I knew he was the second best rookie after Cooper Flag. But goddamn, I didn't expect the nigga to look like a vet in year one. It's just ridiculous.
Well,
yeah, that's what Melo needed. And hopefully they continue this way. They didn't beat some real good teams. You talking about Denver, Thunder, and who did they just beat the other night?
They beat Philly during this too.
They beat Philly, and then but the last game, who we just played? Oh, that was Dallas. Was it Dallas? I think it was Dallas. The game before. Oh, was it Dallas? Who was it, chat? Let us know in the chat.
Dallas Saturday, I think.
Saturday, right?
Yeah, Dallas was Saturday. I'm double checking.
And okay, so that was our last game.
Spurs. We beat the Spurs Saturday.
Yeah, the Spurs. Yeah. I knew it was somebody. Yeah, so we beat Dallas before the Spurs. The Spurs. So for them dudes to be winning versus top tier teams,
them tough too. The Spurs played them tough. I was scared against San Antonio.
Me too. I especially look, and I'm gonna say one time, shout out to Charles, because when they got real physical with the Hornets. And he caught that timeout because they started to go off. They went up like 6-7 points, and they was being real physical. Dylan Harper, he was being physical. The boy Castle and Vassell, them niggas was being physical, and we wasn't meeting the physicality until Colin Sexton. He went straight out that timeout. Colin Sexton went right to the bucket, got a nice bucket at the rim. And we just met that. So I like how I like what the fuck is going on with the Charlotte Hornets. I think we will play. What seed are we at right now, Flight?
11.
Yeah, 11?
That's what I'm saying. Out of all of this, they still haven't gotten the picture yet. But I tell you what, this Houston game, they play Atlanta and Houston. The next two games, that's gonna play dividends. I guarantee you, if they beat Houston, they slide into the 10th slot. I think that I think somebody plays Miami tomorrow. I think it's gonna be tough. There's some tough games coming up for these teams. I got you right here. The Hawks play the Heat tomorrow at 7:30. That's gonna we need the Heat to win that one, but the Bulls play the Bucks tomorrow. So I mean, who knows what's gonna happen? I need to get those two teams are ahead of the Charlotte Hornets by just a game.
Yeah, man. Damn, them niggas in 11th though. God damn.
So they still haven't. I'm gonna get the official stand, but I know for a fact they're in 11th. Yeah, but they right now they only down by a game. That is wild. That show you how much ground that they gave up. I said that before. For them to be on a 7-game win streak and not even be in the picture still, that should tell you something. What the hell do they have to do? But okay, here we go. They're 23-28. The Hawks are 24-27. So they really could use the Hawks to lose tomorrow. And the Hawks play Miami in Miami.
I'm sure whoever Whoever above the
in Miami.
Hawks.
That's gonna be tough. That's gonna be tough.
Oh, in Miami
Yeah,
for the Hawks.
yeah. The Hawks tomorrow. We need a Hawks loss. With a Hawks loss, I I'm not sure if that's gonna put them there, but they should be right there. The Hornets will
Man,
be
well, they
pretty
just got to
close.
keep their head. I mean, it's still a long season. It's
Yeah,
still we only about halfway through. So yeah, we a little over halfway through. So it's still a long season to go. As long as them boys just stay healthy, they just
yeah,
stay healthy. Long as Melo stay healthy, I don't got no issue. I think Khan he's a fucking tank. But Miller got to stay healthy. That dude, he always something, and Miller and Melo. I think the rest of them I think the rest of them good. They
yeah.
good to go.
I
I'm just
agree.
worried about Miller and Melo. They can thug it out for the rest of the season. The Hornets should creep up into that fuck the play in. So I'm like, God damn, how far out? Somebody chat in the chat. Let us know how far out are they from being like the 6th seed?
I got the standing pulled up right here. Okay, the Sixers are
Who's in the 6th
27.
seed and what's their record?
The Sixers, they 27-21.
We right there. We
I tell you what,
23.
no, they 20. Yeah, the Hornets are 23-28, and the Sixers are 27-21. But we hurting in the loss column. Well, you saw because they only got 21 losses.
Yeah, we got 28.
That's the
God,
thing. That's what I'm saying. I think we're more likely to reach the play-in and possibly get a favorable matchup. Well, listen, Philly just got their issues going on with they lost. What's the name? They play a tough game tonight too. Philly got a tough opponent tonight. I think
okay,
Philly,
good.
I think
Embiid back.
yeah, Embiid is. I think Embiid is there, but Embiid ain't right. They got the Clippers tonight in LA. So that's
Okay,
gonna be a tough game. So we could
okay.
use a couple losses. Cleveland look like they just falling apart before our very eyes. Let me see what they got going
What
on.
what's Lonzo doing over there? He's still
Uh,
playing?
Yeah, he's playing whenever they let him in the game, but it's been rough over there with Lonzo in Cleveland. He seemed to at times fall out the rotation because it looked like they just traded for Dennis Schroeder. So that's why I wouldn't be surprised if Lonzo was possibly moved. They just traded for Schroeder. They traded DeAndre Hunter to the Sacramento Kings and brought in Schroeder. Now that could mean a multitude of things. That could be Lonzo. They all having issues with Darius Garland, this year with the injuries. So they brought in more point guard depth. So that does and Lonzo, like I said, there's times where he ain't been playing DNPs, so I'm
Oh
keeping
damn.
100. So it started off pretty all right. It's been rocky, over there. It's like he's falling out the rotation, in my opinion.
Yeah.
With the Cleveland Cavaliers, because I ain't gonna lie, I was so disgusted. I didn't know what he was doing there. I was very upset with how he was playing for them. So it's like it's a little bit of both. I'm looking at they played against the Portland Trailblazers last game. Lonzo played in 16 minutes. He had 3 points, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists. So these are the things that when you watching Lonzo, is to the point where are we supposed to only be satisfied with a 3? Are we only supposed? I mean, these are the things. I mean, I hate the fact that Lonzo has turned into this, but like I said, hopefully he get healthy. I still believe that he need to stop ring chasing. I would like to see Lonzo on a team where his services are much more needed. I think in Cleveland, like if they got their people, you're not going over Donovan. He's going to do his thing. I would like to see him possibly go to a team that could use more help. Maybe even Charlotte could use him off the bench, and he could probably do a little bit more for them. I know you might not want to bring. I'm not. I know you might not want to bring anybody like that to this roster now because they rolling. But I'm just
Yeah.
saying, a team like Brooklyn, a team that's on the rise, not a team that's trying to fight for a championship or they got 1 foot in and 1 foot out. I think it's too early for him to start ring chasing. When he went to Cleveland, they was talking championships with this move. I think it's too early for that for Lonzo. Go somewhere where you can expand your game. Go to Utah, where you might be needed a little bit more. You might be able. I'm just pointing that out there. Get your injury. You shake off this injury. You got a couple years down the line to start ring chasing. Go somewhere where you're gonna expand your game, where you could play the minutes you want, where they may need you to do more than what they need you to do in Cleveland.
Look.
Right.
Lonzo is a blessing that he even able to make a roster
Exactly.
because I told you his knee is done. It's done. It's been done, and that reconstruct, like it's a shock that he even making rosters because that's what I think that's what I've been saying. We ain't gonna never see the Lonzo we once seen in high school and UCLA. That shit is over with. It's
Or, or
far
even
over with.
the Lonzo we seen that first year in Chicago. We
Yeah,
haven't
but
seen
no, I
that
didn't like that
Lonzo.
Lonzo. I didn't like it. He was just a nah. I didn't like that at all.
The
The
year in
New
New
Orleans
Orleans.
with Zion, yeah, he was giving us with Chicago. That was trash. He was trash. I just thought he was trash. I didn't. He was just shooting threes. And that's all he was doing for real. He wasn't even setting people up like he was when he was on the Pelicans and the Lakers. And he was just shooting threes. Which his threes was falling, he was locking niggas up. He definitely was locking niggas down. So, but that's expected. Other than that, he wasn't the Lonzo that he wasn't that guy. But like that's what I say, it's a shock that he's even making somebody's roster. So I don't expect, and that's cool. They might be just keeping him around because of his name. His name's still, he's still,
The
Lonzo
NBA, the
Ball.
NBA. What's so crazy? The NBA promoted rivalry week, Lonzo versus Lamelo, and Lonzo never even played in that game.
Right. See,
But the sad part is this is what I'm trying to tell you. But prior to that, I'm like, do anybody know what the hell is going on with Lonzo in Cleveland? Because prior to that, you don't know if he's going to play. There's times where he may play 16 minutes or he may not play at all. I didn't even know that he played. I stopped checking because it's like, what are we getting from Lonzo? Are we happy with a three? Are we? I want to see Lonzo infecting the game, and that we haven't seen that. What you saying, what you was just saying in so many words was Lonzo controlling the offense. We all want to see him get back to that, but this has been hard to watch. You brought up his things that he was the way his style of play in his first year in Chicago. Yeah, it could be it was some question marks, but it wasn't like this. This is
oh
something
no,
else.
no,
That's
nothing,
what I'm
no.
saying. Yeah, this was this is almost like a becoming a shell, But I would want to hope that let's get his balance together with his health. Hopefully in another year or so, because you got to think Sean Livingston. They went through some tough injuries. Even though I like I said, I don't know. This is a one of a kind knee situation. He's lucky just to make the roster. At this point, is lucky to even be playing in the league. People said he wasn't going to play. Look what he's doing. But I still think that he don't have to be sitting there ring chasing in Cleveland. I think that he can play somewhere else and where they need more of him, or even Sacramento. It would have been nice if he could have went to Sacramento. They ain't gonna win nothing, but they may need him to do a little bit more there than what was happening in Cleveland.
Nah, man,
You
he
gonna go
can't.
back into that
I don't
jam.
think he physically can even do no more
You don't
than
think
sit on
so?
that bench
No,
and
see,
look and just sell tickets. Tell we got. I really don't. It's like I believe that shit. I already know. I'm like, it's over. Once that knee went gone and nigga missed damn near 3 years out of. He didn't miss 3 years. I'm like, oh, it's over, bro. And when he come back, it's only if he come back, which he came back. I'm like, right, he ain't gonna do shit, because he can't do it. I think they all know it. He know
he
it,
had a better year
but
last year
he can
though
sell some
with the
tickets
Bulls.
though. He could, some jerseys could get sold. They can make a little money off of Lonzo Ball, off the name. I think
He
they
had a
making
better
money
year
off the
last year
name.
with the Bulls.
You
He
know what I
had a
mean?
better
Hey,
year
but
that year
man, hey,
with the
look,
Bulls.
shout out to you, Flight Sports. Shout out to the chat, man. I got to get ready to get to this game. I'm about to head to, man. So shout out to y'all, man. I
Shout
just
out to
had
the
to
Pope.
tap in with you. Keep up the good work, my
Shout out
brother.
to the Pope.
One love, man.
Yeah, that's it. That's good. Peace. Yeah, man. Lonzo, man, it has been tough. But to answer a little bit what he was saying, when he was with Chicago, he played a lot better, in Chicago. That even that last year, I mean, he only averaged 7 points, but you talking about his field goal percentage was up. You know, he shot better from the field and from three, and from the free throw line. So something's going on here in Cleveland. How he's shooting 66% from the free throw line, 27% from three. Like that's not how Lonzo. That's not Lonzo. So he's having record lows. Here. So it is what it is. And he's played in 35 games. He's played. He's pretty much equaled his total for the past 2 seasons. That he only played in 35 games with the Bulls the last 2 years. So it's special. So word on the street is Lonzo's headed back to NC. I heard about that though. He says I ain't going Kiki over Lonzo. Nah, but like I said, Lonzo gonna get it right. That's all you need to know. I mean, the man. It's not like he went in for a pinky finger, So he gonna get it. He gonna get right, But like I said, as a diehard Lonzo fan, it's been tough watching him in Cleveland. I believe that he's got a lot left in the tank. And I want to see him go somewhere, maybe in a year, 2 or 3, another 2 to 3 years. Then you could try the ring chase. I think get your swag right. In an expanded role, and go from there. I don't know if he could start for anybody, or be the backup point guard or whatever, compete for the starting job. I don't know what team, that could be, but just go in, even if it's a rebuild, go there. Milwaukee, they need a guard. So let's see. But shout out to all y'all that's in the chat, man. It's Flight Sports. As you can see, the New Orleans Pelicans lost today. They dropped this game. It is what it is. Make sure you hit the like button if you're new. Most definitely hit the subscribe button. It's Flight Sports TV. Make this your home for post-game coverage. We're looking to do this, for a lot of these Hornets games. Let's see how long, this run, is gonna last. Only time will tell. But like I said, we're gonna be back this Thursday. It's gonna be a showdown. Showdown. Make sure and put the bell on the icon because you never know when we're gonna be going live. It's paramount. We're gonna be looking to bring some things to the people so you don't miss anything. You stay up to date on what's happening. Make sure you feel free to support the channel. We got the links pinned in the chat. You can support Flight Sports TV if you appreciated it. You want to donate to the channel. We appreciate all the donators, everybody that wants to support the channel. You can become a member to the channel. We got membership opportunities here. We got membership as low as $10. So get on here, Flight Sports TV. We're gonna be doing a lot of exclusive content. You already know what it is. If you're new, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit the like button and hit the bell when we going live. It's Flight Sports TV. Hornets 7 games in a row. You already know what it is. Peace and love.